So we were here today to talk about how communities like Windsor and others all across our province need more good jobs, not less. More services for people, not less. The budget that the Liberals are currently trying to push through the legislature doesn't provide that. It takes billions of dollars out of our provincial economy. It will kill tens of thousands of jobs. It will mean there are less services in schools, in healthcare, in universities. That is not what the people of Ontario need. So we were here to say we stand with Windsor, the people of Windsor, people in our union, people in other unions, people in no union, because at the end of the day, we all deserve the same things. Good jobs, the ability to retire with dignity, the ability to make sure the economy works for us, for people, not just for bankers and corporations.
Is there a threat in there about privatization?
Well, the budget bill actually contains this sneaky new piece of legislation that would allow the government to privatize anything without ever having to go to the legislature, without ever having to come to the people. That is fundamentally undemocratic. It's why we are saying the budget bill needs to be debated in detail. It needs to be pulled apart. The people of the province of Ontario need to understand just what it is. People like Mr. Duncan, who represents people in this community, are planning for our collective future. It is not what Ontario wants, and it's not what we need.
What will CUPE do in response to that?
Well, we're making plans in our convention. We're talking about how we'll mobilize not just in this community, but in every community across the province with other unions, but also with folks in our communities. It's why we had the Workers' Action Centre here today, why we had students here today. We all share these interests as people who live in our communities, and we need an economy that will work for us, not cut jobs and make services invisible.
You feel the Premier was trying to sneak this one through?
Absolutely, there's no question. Look, the budget bill, there's been a fair amount of attention federally about Stephen Harper trying to sneak through an omnibus bill. But when you actually start reading the budget implementation bill in Ontario, it is the same story. No one knows that this is there. We're just starting to talk publicly about it. We're going to do more because people deserve to know that the government's talking about privatizing literally everything. Look, this bill goes in, and every highway could be contracted out to the people who run the 407. The OHIP system could go to an American HMO, and they would never have to come to the legislature, never have to talk to the people about it. That is not the kind of province the people of Ontario want.
What about some of the actions that Dino Kyoto was suggesting there, shutting down the city and this slow-moving caravan on the Highway 401? Are those reasonable actions to you?
Look, when we're talking about people's ability to raise their families, their ability to think about our collective future, young people increasingly feel as though there is no hope because when we're talking about unemployment rates, it's even higher for young people. So in a climate like this, where we continue to cut taxes to corporations, where we have to have this huge debate about even people making over $500,000 paying just a little bit more, every action is a reasonable action when we're talking about our collective future.